In this video, I'm heading to Singapore to visit a hawker center where I'll be visiting several Michelin recognized food stalls offering delicious dishes for under 10 US dollars. I know, it sounds too good to be true, but let me tell you, it's real. Let me show you some incredible local food that's not only tasty, but also an unbeatable deal. But Uncle Jimmy, what is a hawker center? Well, a hawker center is one of these semi-indoor food courts where they have a bunch of food stalls side by side, and supposedly it is the best way to enjoy food in Singapore. And today I came to this one called Hong Lim Food Center, and as far as I know, out of the numerous hawker centers in Singapore, this particular hawker center has the most Michelin food stalls, which doesn't guarantee that they're just better than the ones that aren't featured on Michelin Guide, but I feel like it does guarantee some level of quality. So what are we waiting for? Let's go have some amazing food. There are numerous food vendors here, but I think I'm gonna start my day with some Michelin pork ribs. And this pork rib right here is the most recommended menu, so I think I'm gonna get that. Can I have that one?
Long one.
Which one's better?
Austin.
I'll get the long one. I like long. Featured on Michelin. Thank you. So there was 6 Singaporean dollars, which is less than 5 US dollars. Wow, thank you. And I just take these chopsticks? Okay. Wow. This looks rather simple for a Michelin recommended food. I'm guessing it tastes amazing. So what I got is their bak kut teh. They give you 2 pieces of spare ribs. As you guys can imagine, it smells very Asian. It kind of smells like herbal oriental medicine. How good is this? Let me find out. For them to be so well recognized, this better be really, really good. Wow. So the pork rib is pretty unbelievably tender. Texture-wise, it was very similar to American barbecue, except this one was wet. Definitely has that falls off the bone quality. Apparently this wet style is the Malaysian style of bak kut teh. Now I feel like I'm missing out on the Singaporean style, but I really like this. I feel like a lot of you guys share this feeling. Something that's in a broth as dark as this might not be the most visually appealing, but wow, this is like, kind of reminds me of Korean galbijjin, except it tastes more herbal. I really like their bone to meat ratio. You know those restaurants where they serve pork ribs with 80% bones? Those should be illegal. It kind of disappeared in a few bites, but I think this was a great way to start. I wish I can have a little more of this, but today's going to be a long day. Let's move on. There's a lot more of these on the second floor too. Oh, here's another one that is also Michelin. They sell laksa. They seem to be carrying a great reputation. From them, I decided to get their Asia Delight Laksa, which is this big curry noodle. Pretty impressive what they can do in this really tiny food stall. I guess size doesn't really matter. So a lot of people told me that everything in Singapore is expensive, but this hawker center is proving to me otherwise. I mean, 9 US dollars for this? Sounds like a pretty amazing deal to me. So I got their pretty unbelievably delicious looking laksa. I think the best way to describe laksa, and I hope this is accurate enough, is that this is curry noodles. For something that is less than 10 US dollars, they have this massive crawfish. Oh my god, just look at the anatomy of this guy. I won't lie, that looks a little scary to me. What can I say? Let's enjoy this. I want to try the noodles first. I think their noodle felt very isolated from the curry, like it didn't absorb much of the flavor, but that might be just me. So I wanted to try the soup by itself too. And I thought that was really good. It didn't taste particularly strong, it was more clean. Just a touch spicy, but not really. It comes with a bunch of fish cakes too. Nice little shrimps. And I noticed that their shrimp is actually really good, especially because it carries the flavor of the soup. While I was in Singapore, I had some chances to eat seafood like shrimp and lobsters, and it seems that the general quality of seafood here is exceptional. Like, it's really plump and firm. So I'm expecting the same from this crawfish. Wow, so nice and buttery and fat. And you know, in many parts of the world, anything that looks like a character from Monster Hunter, they can be very expensive, you know? I feel like that crawfish and the shrimp add so much to the soup and the noodles. I'm not even a shrimp lover, but these shrimps are exceptional. You guys probably know this about me by now. I am allergic to shellfish. That includes shrimp and crawfish. And the fact that this is dangerous for me, it gives me more joy. It's like dating a girl that you're not really supposed to. Although, I take food allergies over a dangerous person any day. At least there's a medicine for these guys. You got a nice side profile, buddy. Kinda like my jawline. Oh, I really shouldn't be eating so many shrimps. At first, I felt like the soup can be a little thicker. But as I was eating more, I felt like this was just the perfect balance. Because over time, the shrimp and the crawfish made the soup more flavorful. The soup of this laksa is amazing. That was amazing. It's one of my very few times that I tried laksa in my life. This is hands down the best one, and ironically the least expensive one too. I'm not done yet. Let's go have some more amazing food. How about yet another Michelin restaurant? I'm going to have their small duck rice, which is only $4.50. Look at all these ducks. It looks like a result of a failed revolution, right? It's kind of hard to believe that this is only $4. It was a bowl of white rice with a good amount of duck meat. Let's see how good it is. That looks like duck breast. You know what I noticed in these places? The flavor of the sauce, they're not very overpowering. They're like definitely there, but they're never like too salty, a little too smelly. It's never like that. It tastes very clean and very controlled. I also got some chili pepper sauce that you can serve yourself. Wow. And I feel like the sauce adds a lot of character. It's just better with it. The acidity and the chili flavor of this makes it even better. So there's the white rice that it came with. I think they just poured a scoop of that duck juice. Me, being a good Asian boy, would take a scoop of rice with me. And I'm pretty sure this is how you're supposed to eat it, just like 99% of other Asian food. Wow, now that was really nice. One thing that I will also say is that I don't want to be like too stereotyping, but in Southeast Asia, the street foods, they're not very clean. Whereas everything that I've had so far here, they're exceptionally clean. You could argue that these aren't really street food, they're more like street food style indoor food stalls. And the reason that they have a lot of these hawker centers is because Singapore, as you guys can probably imagine, they apply very strict rules and regulations when it comes to food. It has to be made and served in a clean environment. So you're not gonna find street food here. But this gets close enough, definitely has that street price tag. I'm gonna have this piece with lots of lean meat, and I'm gonna have some skin with it too. OMG. So there was a great meal with lots of duck for a great price. Although if I had to be honest, this wasn't like far better than other ducks that I had before. It was getting close to lunchtime, and I was starting to see some lines forming for the more popular stalls. And I am also lining up for this next place where they have a Noodle, also a Michelin restaurant. So they have 3 different prices, 6, 8, 10. I think the only difference is the serving portion. I got the $8 one, should be big enough for me. They have a choice of different noodles, and I decided to get their egg noodle. And that doesn't look too bad, does it? It seemed to have some pork, dried fish, and pork organ meat too. 4th Michelin dish of the day. So it's pork noodles with some sauce in the bottom. I think you just kind of stir it up. It came with this dried fish as well. Tastes like dried fish. A little bitter, I must say. Also came with these meatballs. Those were very nice, pleasant meatballs. Now let's try the noodles. I don't know if I told you guys this before, but back when I was a little boy, I used to play this game called Counter-Strike. I was terrible at the game, but my username in that game was Harry Noodle, and a lot of people loved it. I don't know why I told you guys that story. Anyway, let's try this noodle. Is this Michelin level? I must say that this noodle, the sauce, it tastes very unfamiliar to me. If I had to be honest with you guys, the flavor is so different from what I'm used to that it is a little hard for me to like love it. It just feels like it's a lot of oil and just a touch of fish sauce and vinegar. It doesn't taste funny to me, but it might be like an acquired taste. Well, it's a Michelin restaurant, so maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. Well, there's just too many Michelin stalls in this one hawker center, so I found yet another one. It just so happens that this restaurant is a Michelin chicken curry noodle restaurant. Look at that giant pot of curry. Thank you very much. All right, let's experience that Michelin quality. It's 11 a.m. It's already getting very crowded here in this hawker center. By lunchtime, around 12, all the corporate workers, they get their lunch in one of these hawker centers. So it gets super crowded. You guys know how Singapore is supposed to be like a very expensive country in Asia? Depending on what you get, you could say it is. You can go to like an insanely expensive, luxurious restaurant. But at the same time, in these hawker centers, you can get fantastic food, extremely clean, extremely tasty, for a very affordable price. I would say this is like Korea price, or maybe a little cheaper even. Oh my god, this chicken curry noodle is pretty amazing. Definitely one of the best that I've tried so far. And look at this generous amount of chicken breast. Look how flawless and white it is. It's like some K-pop star armpit. Okay, I never said that. It's like a glowing K-drama actor skin. Kind of like mine. Armpits? What was I thinking? Now people will know what I'm into. Just kidding, guys. I'm not into that. I'm really not.
I will admit that I am very into this chicken curry noodle though.
They also have the tofu that kind of absorbs and retains the curry inside. So when you chew them, the curry squeezes out of it, and it just tastes really good. Extremely well-balanced flavor, just a very, very good noodle. I also like how they have a balance of ingredients. So it's not like 90% noodles and some toppings. You're actually eating different things at the same time. Chicken, tofu, noodles, bean sprouts, and potatoes. Yeah, I'm just very happy with it. Man, I feel like I'm a character from John Woo movies. You guys probably don't know who that is, but he used to make really amazing movies.
A lot of people told me that I look like an actor from a Hong Kong movie. Maybe that's where I'll find my acting career.
Well, I've been informed that drinking sugarcane juice is a thing in Singapore, so I'm going to do exactly that. Here's a little juice stall. It's not Michelin, but I believe it's good. Look, they actually have sugar canes here. Man, that sugar cane and I were the same. We get squeezed out for other people's benefit, and they want every last drop from us. It is really cool that this plant has sweet juice in it. It has that distinct fruity flavor to it too. It's such a blessing of a nature, right? You just squeeze that bamboo looking thing and it gives you this sweetened drink. Highly, highly, highly recommend, guys.
China?
No, Korea.
Korea.
Very similar, but I love China.
The face like China.
Oh, my face is like Chinese? Maybe I'll become a C-pop idol. I guess I had the beauty of Ming Dynasty on my face too.
I was very full at this point, but there was this one Singaporean food that I wanted to have for a long time.
Hello, Kaaya Toast and coffee.
I didn't know about this, but drinking coffee is a huge thing in Singapore, as well as other countries around it. So Kopi O is black coffee with sugar, and these shops are called Kopi Tiam, which means coffee shop. Kopi O is black coffee with sugar, and it tasted like black coffee with sugar. And I got something to make this experience more Singaporean.
Right here, I got Kaaya Toast. I got 2 pieces. Everybody in Singapore knows what Kaaya Toast is. So Kaaya is this coconut jam. It's made from coconut milk, egg, and sugar. And it's a huge thing to make little toast with that jam and butter. So simple, yet so pleasant. Oh my god. And what they do with a single slice is that they cut the single slice of bread in half, so it becomes like half a slice, and they put the butter and the Kaaya jam in it.
It looks very simple, and it is very simple, but it was surprisingly delicious, and it ended up being one of my new favorite foods.
It seems that they have this as a dessert, as a snack, and as a meal too. I really like it.
When you order it, the slice of butter in the toast is actually cold, which somehow makes it taste better.
Wow.
Okay, as much as I would like to have more food, I think that's all I can stuff for today. So my overall impression in the hawker center was that the foods are surprisingly affordable, extremely clean, and generally very delicious as well. If you ever visit Singapore, I feel like it'd be kind of a shame to not go to a hawker center for that real local food experience.
There will be more videos on Singapore, and please go ahead and watch my other videos, please. Help me make money, la.